future hold. Oh, merciful.
27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. It's a good time to say good morning to you, Grenada Carrier, Cupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world.
This is the day the Lord.
Remember that.
So let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Amidst the tumultuous times, let's rejoice and be glad.
Hear my prayer.
Yeah. I love this song in the morning.
Well, if I had another chance to start a
Go on YouTube and look at the video, man.
life all over,
Awesome.
it just wouldn't be the same. But
Kingman in his element. Good morning, Kingman. Mama Can,
Jesus,
your son,
done for
your ambassador.
oh Father, thank you for another day. Oh merciful Father, oh,
Mary Ebanks, good morning. Jillian McIntyre, good morning. Catherine Phillip, good morning.
for the sacrifice,
Yulin Alexander.
merciful Father. Oh yes,
Gigi Giles, good morning. Ah,
oh Masha, oh Masha.
just a quick note, our regular YouTube platform is down at the moment, so you can join us via GBN Production YouTube.
So even the
Sharon Bartholomew, good morning, all the way from Northern Virginia. Happy Wednesday.
powers
So she says.
around,
Yolan Swan, good morning. How's Bevan this morning and the rest of the family?
what can do?
Hermitage, good morning. Peggy Swim.
Savior, and I put my trust in you,
Stone Road,
Father.
Google Belly Hill.
Thank you for the breath I breathe,
Miss Esme, good morning.
merciful Father.
And all the neighbors, Donna and everybody.
Needs. Oh Father,
Good morning to the folks inside of Beaton and La Femme.
merciful Father, through your grace, must
Michelle Bernard is in the building now.
oh Masha, oh Masha.
Good morning, Mr. Jeremiah, Miss Jeremiah.
One more time,
If I'm not mistaken, there's a death in the family. Be strong. Saying good morning to the folks at Content and Malti.
I will lift up my eyes unto
Yeah,
from whence come
nice. Good morning.
my help. Come
La Portrian Conference.
against
Glennis Roberts, good morning to you.
and I say, the minute of
And also to another Glennis, good morning to you, Glennis Joseph Mitchell.
work is over. I'll try to do my
Good morning, Shem Theodore.
myself,
And to you, Mildred Smith, good morning. How do you do?
Lord. Oh Father,
Oh, Father,
thank you for the privilege,
to be here.
merciful Father, to share this love.
The busman of the nation, good morning. The conductors and the passengers, good morning. You on the various buses heading to your various jobs.
Give my life,
Good morning. Today's a good day to have a good day, despite it all.
hear my cry,
Good morning to you, Carrie Phillip. How do you do? Good morning.
hear my cry, hear my cry.
Sylvina Charles. Blessed morning, innocent. I'm dancing this morning. Have a blessed day. Yeah.
I don't live,
That's a nice song to dance. A nice song in the morning.
merciful Father, but strike,
Bernadette Robinson says good morning.
oh Father,
Huh?
let me live by example. Oh,
Shanti Mel, good morning.
in service,
Good morning to my wonderful folks inside of Mount Nesbitt in St. John.
thank you for my family,
Mary Theresa, good morning. And the rest of the team.
all your precious gifts to me.
Oh my goodness. The folks at Newlo, good morning.
I don't know just what the future holds. Oh, merciful Father, take my heart, save my soul.
Please, I beg.
Oh, Masha, oh, Masha.
The GBN staff, good morning.
Hear my prayer, hear my prayer.
The folks in the newsroom. Yeah, 22 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That is the time. To all the medical practitioners of the nation, good morning to you. All the doctors, all the nurses, all the nursing assistants, all those of you who are involved in the medical field, good morning. Yeah. Morning, Dr. Johnson. Good morning. How you do, bro? Yeah, all is well. Nice. The folks inside of Grenville, Salisbury Road, Ford. Good morning. St. Cloud. Good morning, Uncle Glyden and the family. Koti, Kali, Kasi, everybody. The grandchildren and everybody. Good morning, Dogood and Naiko. Yeah. Otis Fireball Primus. Good morning. Reaching out in the diaspora and saying good morning to my good friends Ulrich Schoon and Mr. I forgot his name, my teacher friend Sherwin. What was his name again? Nonetheless, Joyous James, good morning. Nutmeg Quinn, good morning. How you do? Yeah, Yulin says this is a very nice song, and it is. It really is. Oh, Father. Go on the various platforms and get it. Yeah, support local. Local international. Debbie and family inside of Grand Bacalet, good morning. Ariel, Alwyn, and Kitty Cat, good morning. Yeah. Mount Parnassus and Rady, Tempe, good morning. Vincent in the machine shop, good morning, bro. The distinguished gentleman, Mr. Doobie said good morning to you. The folks inside of Parade and Manjaloo, St. Paul's, Laborie. On the western side, Molyneux, Concord, Grand Roy, Black Bay, Guave. Victoria, Shai, good morning to you. The folks at Duquesne. Yeah, good morning. Popine and the guys. Union, good morning. Shanti Mel. Mr. Neville Glynn and family, good morning. Jelani, how you doing, bro? Michael Paria, good morning to you. Miguel Toussaint and family, good morning. The graduating class of McDonald College 89, good morning. Let's get with the program. The word of the day, well, today we've got a phrase of the day. It's zero sum. Z-E-R-O-S-U-M. Z-E-R-O-S-U-M. Zero sum. Now, zero sum describes something such as a game, mentality, or situation in which any game corresponds directly with an equivalent loss. Balancing the equation. Yeah, the algebraic equation. Zero sum describes something such as a game, mentality, or situation in which any gain corresponds directly with an equivalent loss. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. Dividing up the budget is a zero-sum game. Yeah, it's a balancing game, looking for some measure of equilibrium. Good morning, Pastor Laurie Dominic and the First Family and the extended family of the Wester Hall New Testament Church of God. Marvin Dominic and family. Yvette, good morning to you and all the children. Yeah, Stone Road, good morning. Johanna, good morning to you and the folks at Roberts Enterprise. Good morning to the folks at Norris James New Business Systems, Cadet and the team. How do you do? Always locked on. However, it's time for me to say good morning to St. David, the parish of St. David. Good morning, Corinth. Good morning, Redgate, Beaton, and surrounding areas. Laura, Pedmota, John Dick, the McQueens up there in John Dick. Good morning to Mr. James Lewis and the folks at the Country Cold Store. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Aaron and the folks at A&R Eatery and Bar. Good morning. Yeah. However, it's Nadisha's time. Cafe, good morning. Good morning, the entire village. Everyone. Crowshoe. Yeah, morning, morning. Hope. Teacher Rufin, good morning to you. Teacher Yvette and everybody. The thought of the day today. The art of life is to know how to enjoy a little and to endure very much. That's the art of life. Know how to endure or enjoy a little and endure very much. Yeah, life is endurance, man. He who endureth to the end winneth. Yeah, what's buzzing this morning? Let's see what's buzzing. As I told you, we're having a change up in the format. We'll be having the agricultural tip, we'll be having the insurance tip, the traffic highlights, and so much more coming up. However, in the buzzing segment, we've got OECS condemns USA's continued terrorism listing for Cuba. In the region, 400 troops from Kenya head to Haiti. I think they should be there already. Internationally, police fire on demonstrators trying to storm Kenyan parliament. Several dead. And listening to the news earlier this morning, doctors report that up to 13 people have died. In sports, Desmond Noel and Denroll Jules are back on island. Yeah, and also we have a retirement from one of Australia's top cricketer after the early exit in the ICC T20 Men's World Cup. We've got the stories and more after, in the newscast, all right? And this is where we take the break. Those of you who are on the television platform, we've got rebroadcast of last evening's television news, right? Aidan Taylor, good morning, Grenada from Mr. Barbados. One love, cheese on bread, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah, Christchurch, man. Mary Bowen, good morning, Innocent. Please extend condolences to the Elcock family of Mardi Gras. They lost their mom yesterday. My deepest condolences to you all. Be strong at this time. Folks, we've got to do that. We've got to take that break. It's time for the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Remember, you can get us via the YouTube on GBN Production YouTube channel, all right? Jennifer Lawrence, good morning to you.
Thanks for joining us. In a significant effort to combat gun violence, members of the House of Representatives have approved amendments to the Criminal Procedure Code and the Firearms Act. In this Nisha Paul report, we hear that the amendment sparked much debate.
The Firearms Amendment Bill, aimed at increasing penalties for firearm-related offenses, coincides with changes to the Criminal Procedure Code, which now prohibits magistrates from granting bail to individuals charged under the Act. Leader of Government Business, Philip Telesford, emphasized that the bill, which includes mandatory sentences ranging from 5 to 40 years and fines up to $100,000, is designed to enhance public safety. However, these stringent measures have faced substantial opposition from the legal community, raising concerns about their constitutionality. MP for the town of St. George, Attorney Peter David, speaking on behalf of the Grenada Bar Association, highlighted a similar approach in Trinidad and Tobago that failed to yield the desired results and called for more comprehensive consultation with those directly involved in addressing gun crimes.
I'm saying that in Trinidad they went on the same path. More weapons, harsher sentences, and the crime has continued to increase in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm saying this to say, my brothers and sisters, there are root causes of crime, and all of us must come together to solve these root causes. The Bar Association has invited you to discuss these root causes. The Bar Association has said we have a committee that includes the priests, that includes the private sector, that includes the labor movement, that includes people who act as magistrates. Let us sit together with all of these people to discuss what are the fundamental underlying roots of crime. Not just just passing legislation to hang people for crime.
Conversely, MP for St. John, Karine James, supported the bill, citing successful regional examples where tighter bail conditions have led to a decline in gun-related crimes.
This measure is crucial for preventing reoffending and ensuring that integrity of our judicial process, much like the successful models observed in Barbados and the Bahamas, where strict bail conditions have contributed to more controlled handling of gun-related cases. And, Mr. Speaker, if I am to play devil's advocate based on the sentiments that was expressed by my colleague member through you on the opposite side, the word on the street is, Mr. Speaker, that had bail not been granted for some of our victims of gun-related crimes in the past weeks, most of them might have been alive today.
Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Deacon Mitchell, defended the government's position, noting that recommendations to strengthen firearms laws have been under consideration since 2013.
So there's something called Caribbean Firearms Roadmap from since 2013, of which the then administration was part of which a focal point had been appointed to address this very issue of the state of Grenada's legislation in relation to firearms. Report prepared under their administration, and I don't want to misquote them, Mr. Speaker, so bear with me, let me find the report. The report clearly required the strengthening of Grenada's firearms legislation across the board. So this amendment, Mr. Speaker, on sentencing is just a start.
The Firearms Amendment Bill will be debated in the Upper House Wednesday, with the amendment set to take effect on August 1st, following the conclusion of the current firearms amnesty on July 31st. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Meanwhile, 2 opposition MPs abstained from voting on the Criminal Procedure Code Amendment Bill, which restricts magistrates' power to grant bail under the Firearms Act. This means that offenders will now have to go to the High Court to get bail for illegal firearm offences. All government members voted in favour, but Peter David, MP for the Tongue of St. George, and Dr. Clarice Modescoen, MP for St. Mark, abstained. Emmeline Pear opposed the bill, saying it undermines the rights of citizens.
What this bill seeks to do, which is draconian in my opinion, it seeks to take away the rights of ordinary citizens. So any measure that is going to help the situation, that respects the fundamental right of people, I'm for it. I'm going to support. Mr. Speaker, I listened to one comment that was made, paraphrasing. It says when people commit a crime, they will not be allowed to walk on the streets. They would not be granted bail. Mr. Speaker, when somebody is accused of a crime, it is absolutely different to saying that person committed a crime. Why? A person is innocent until they are proven guilty.
Opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell, who attended the session, was absent during the vote. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said the bill is another measure to combat proliferation of illegal firearms, referencing the Magistrates Act to support removing bail jurisdiction for firearm offences.
I want to contextualize this by first indicating that the Magistrates Code, or what sometimes people call the inferior courts, is a creature of statute. What that means is that the Magistrates Code are in fact created by legislation from the Houses of Parliament. And therefore Parliament has the power to increase or decrease the authority, functions, and the role and the jurisdiction of magistrates.
Question time. Can a citizen arrest another individual for what may be deemed a violation of the law? The Grenada Broadcasting Network sought a response to this question from the Royal Grenada Police Force.
It is a question often asked by members of the public. Can someone execute a citizen's arrest? According to law enforcement, a citizen's arrest is an arrest made by a private citizen, a person who is not acting as a sworn law enforcement official. In common law jurisdictions, the practice dates back to medieval England and the English common law, in which sheriffs encourage ordinary citizens to help apprehend lawbreakers. A video making its round on social media sparked questions, although the circumstances surrounding what influence the actions of individuals who are not attached to law enforcement are not clear. The video appears to show a white vehicle speeding along the Wall Street area in Grandans in a reckless manner. A male figure who appeared to be the driver of the said vehicle exited through the window and attempted to flee the scene. He was subdued by citizens. The law provides for a citizen's arrest to be performed when there is a violation of the law through a criminal offense, such as stealing, housebreaking, robbery, rape, among others. Concerned citizens and or the owner of properties have the right to subdue a person and can either call the police or take them into custody once it's safe to do so. In that case, they are advised to use reasonable force to get the person under control. People are advised to be cautious in the way they go about apprehending an individual who may be dangerous after committing an act. Assistant Superintendent of Police Simon Douglas, attached to the Community Relations Department, provided further insight.
The police is always appreciative of any assistance rendered by members of the public in preventing and solving crime and also bringing offenders to justice. However, it is absolutely important that we all understand how far we are legally allowed to go in this regard. Section 8 of the Criminal Procedure Code, Chapter 72B of the Laws of Grenada, provides essentially that a civilian may arrest someone for a summary offense if that person commits an offense against the person and a police officer calls for his assistance to arrest that person, or an offense against property if he is the owner of that property or the servant, etc., of the owner. Section 9 of the said Act provides that any person, police or civilian, may arrest anyone who has actually committed an indictable offense. Specifically in relation to property, any person may arrest someone whom he finds in possession of property which he suspects upon reasonable grounds to have been obtained by means of an indictable offense, or in relation to which an indictable offense has been or is about to be committed. A civilian has no power of arrest in relation to a traffic offense. An arrest and a detention are basically the same legally. Any degree of restraint of a person from his or her liberty can amount to an arrest. We therefore advise the public to be very clear on the circumstances of a situation, the authority to arrest, and also to ascertain that it is safe to do so before attempting to carry out a citizen's arrest. In cases where you are not sure of these circumstances, we advise you to gather as much information as possible and contact the police as soon as you can.
Christina John, GBN News.
Now, opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell has highlighted potential violations of the Grenada Development Bank Act, calling for immediate resignations and repayments. This as the New National Party speaks up on Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell's recent remarks on MPs and cabinet members receiving loans from the Grenada Development Bank. More in this Rena Ped Thomas report.
The New National Party has expressed concern with public statements made by Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell on Sunday in an online interview. The Prime Minister, who was questioned about the allegations of sitting MPs and members of cabinet receiving loans from the Grenada Development Bank, stated that if a politician or government official meets the established criteria of the GDB, they are entitled to access the bank's financial services just like any other eligible citizen. According to opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell, this statement is worrying as such actions are in violation of the Grenada Development Bank Act, specifically Section 5, concerning the prohibition relating to sub-loans, which clearly states, and I quote, "The bank shall not make sub-loans out of the proceeds of the loan to a director of the bank, to a member of the legislature of the state of Grenada, or to any company controlled by any such director or member of the legislature, or to the close relative of any such director or member of the legislature." Dr. Mitchell said the violations are unacceptable.
Is this giving of millions of dollars to members of the government? The bank's whole objective was never to take money and a whole policy and give it to ministers of government. To me, this is a crime against the people of the country. And I find it strange not enough people are speaking about that. And you're giving away millions of dollars, not $100, $1,000, millions of dollars to members of your own government, hundreds of thousands of dollars to others, $1.7 million to one man from the bank. You know, this is the kind of crime that the bill is committed in the people's name.
The opposition leader stated that the statute is extended to prevent conflict of interest and ensure fairness and transparency in the management of the public resources. He further explained that the funding at the Grenada Development Bank was originally designed for local farmers, fishermen, and small business owners to grow their business and not politicians.
The bank is supposed to operate based on its policies. And those who qualify would go to the bank and satisfy those objectives and get the resources. And in fact, there was not any decision, any criteria in there that says ministers of government must get loans. So I don't know how this group came in. And one of the first things they did was to take millions of dollars and give themselves.
Given these concerning revelations, the New National Party is calling for the immediate resignation of the GDB board to restore trust and integrity in the financial institution. Additionally, the NMP is of the view that any minister or NP who has benefited from these loans while holding office should resign and immediately repay the bank the monies received. GBN sought a comment from the board of directors from the GDB but was unable to receive a response by Newstime. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
The story to report. Former Parliamentary Secretary Sheldon Scott has formally requested a breakdown of the over $156,000 that the government of Grenada is seeking to recover from him as reimbursement for the unauthorized use of a government-issued cell phone after he left office. A pre-action letter was sent to Scott, giving him a 90-day deadline to reimburse the Treasury of Grenada. Attorney General Claudette Joseph provided an update on the matter during a town hall meeting in St. George on Monday.
Mr. Scott, by way of update, has responded asking for details, a detailed breakdown of all the monies that we claimed. Hold on. I don't have a problem with that. He will get the detailed breakdown bright and early tomorrow morning. But whatever happens, however there are attempts to delay the process, he has to pay back the people's money with interest. And as my sister Tessa would say, and it's that.
All right, so Scott was issued a government cell phone during his tenure as Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Ecclesiastic Affairs. Although he left office in 2016, he continued to use the cell phone until 2019, with the government paying for the service during that period. According to Attorney General Joseph, the charges unlawfully incurred by Scott and paid for by the government between July 3, 2016 and July 2, 2019 amount to $115,393.32, when combined with interest totaling $41,544.30. The overall sum reaches $156,937.62. Sheldon Scott's request for a breakdown of the charges suggests he may want to contest the reimbursement demand or understand the specific expenses attributed to him. The government's demand for repayment comes amidst efforts to ensure accountability and proper use of public resources. Come back. Starting July 1, 2024, Grenadian passports will be valid for twice as long and cost $100 more, following the government's approval of the Passport Amendment Bill 2024 in Parliament this morning. The new legislation extends the validity period of passports from 5 to 10 years for citizens 18 years and over. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell stated in Parliament that the amendment was necessary to adapt to the evolving needs of citizens and enhance passport services.
Mr. Speaker, from the time we assumed office, at our village meetings, at our town halls, queries at the passport office, citizens have complained, understandably so, about the fact that our passport had a shorter lifespan than the average passports throughout most of the OECS CARICOM countries and, in fact, the international community. And so we are a government of, for, and by the people, and we respond to the needs of our citizens. The visa process is expensive. It requires them to oftentimes travel to neighboring islands. Their biometrics have to be taken. Hotels have to be paid for. Plane tickets have to be paid for. In the case of Canada, for example, Mr. Speaker, they do not issue you with a visa beyond the lifespan of your passport.
The Prime Minister clarified that passports for individuals 18 years will retain the 5-year validity. Additionally, passport fees will increase as part of the amendment.
Mr. Speaker, we will keep the 5-year duration for persons who are not yet of adult age, partly because you recognize if you get a passport when you have a baby who's 6 months, by the time the child is 5 years old, their features will have changed dramatically. And similarly, between 5 and 10 and 15, you'll have pretty dramatic changes. Mr. Speaker, naturally, because we are moving from a 5-year duration to a 10-year duration, there is an increase in the fee. But the fee increase is really minimal. We are moving from $250 to $350. So a passport for 5 years, which costs $250, will now go to $350. So again, you can see that there's some cost savings there for passport holders. We are not doubling the fee, notwithstanding that the duration of the passport is being doubled.
All right, so the Prime Minister clarifying there that passports for individuals under 18 will retain the 5-year validity. This story to tell you about the results of the 2024 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment are being released to some schools in Grenada, but the Ministry of Education has not provided an official release to the media. GBN's attempts to obtain feedback from school principals proved futile. We were told they are still in the process of piecing together results. The more than 1,700 students across 72 schools schools in Grenada who wrote the examinations will move on to secondary school as a result of the implementation of universal education, which began last September. Universal access to education ensures that all students have an equal opportunity to pursue learning. St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Commonwealth of Dominica have already publicized their results. Farmers now have access to a selection of subsidized fertilizers. Chief Agronomist Alison Haynes said availability could not come at a more opportune time as the 2024 plant distribution season is set to begin on Wednesday at the Mirabel Propagation Station. More on this Christina John report.
The sale of fertilizer at the Marketing and National Importing Board Park House in River Road, St. George, began on Monday and will continue while supplies last. There are, however, certain terms and conditions that are applicable. Agronomist Alison Haynes explained the link between this sale of fertilizer and food security.
So the fertilizers, they come highly subsidized. The fertilizers available here today is part of a program that the ministry will be implementing for farmers. And the program is aimed at enhancing food security by increasing production and reducing prices.
Fertilizers will be available to farmers at a low cost of EC $1 per kg or EC $25 for a 25 kg bag and $50 for a 50 kg bag. Farmers can only purchase a maximum of 500 kg of fertilizer. Farmers requesting more than 500 kg of fertilizer must have a needs assessment conducted by the Extension Division and provide a signed letter of clearance from the Chief Extension Officer. Only registered and actively engaged farmers will be able to purchase fertilizers. Additional fertilizer types, including calcium nitrate, magnesium nitrate, and white lime, will be available for sale during the month of July. The sale of phosphate-based fertilizers continues every Tuesday and Wednesday at a Mirabel Agricultural Station from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Farmers can choose from 5 different types of fertilizers. Haynes explained.
Fertilizers available for sale are 12-8-24, 16-4-24, urea, muriate of potash. We also have 12-12-17 plus 2 mg. So these are just a list of some of the types that we have available today. But we would have additional blends available at a later date. We have 25 kg bags and 50 kg bag.
Haynes is grateful that farmers are able to purchase at the start of the rainy season.
I think it's an ideal time for farmers to take advantage of the fertilizer. It's the beginning of the season. Some farmers would have planted already and would be in need of fertilizer to apply to the crop. And I know it being the beginning of the season, many farmers would have plans to continue to establish different crops. So I think having the fertilizers now available for sale at this point in time, at the beginning of plant distribution, is ideal.
Haynes urged farmers to exercise the necessary precaution as fertilizers, though useful in the growth and development of their crops, can also be damaging if not applied correctly.
Fertilizers can be very beneficial to farmers. They will provide your plants with the essential nutrients that's required for growth and development. However, if used or applied incorrectly, they could be equally as detrimental. So it's important to apply the right quantity of fertilizer and the right types of fertilizer. I would advise farmers to take note that fertilizers are for plants and not for the soil.
Plant sale will continue this Thursday, June 27th at Merrow, Ashenden, and Moran propagation stations. Christelina John, GBN News.
It's time for this evening's GBN ISAW. Stay with us.
A citizen journalist is showing off her large pumpkin harvested in her home garden in tonight's GBN ISAW. Pumpkins are generally round and yellowish to orange in color, although the size, shape, and color can vary depending on the variety. They have a thick outer rind that's smooth and ribbed, as well as a stem that connects the pumpkin to its leafy plant. The seeds of all pumpkin species are edible and are commonly roasted. We thank our citizen journalist for that submission. Our ISAW line is open for your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Struggling to secure a business loan because of limited credit history or loan security? The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee has the security you need. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee, ECPCGC, is a bridge to accessible financing for micro, small, and medium enterprises in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Backed by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank with funding from the World Bank. We work with financial institutions to help MSMEs get credit to stay in business, grow their business, or invest in green technologies. Our process is simple. Apply for a loan at your local lender. If collateral is in question, our partial credit guarantee is the answer. Once you meet the criteria, we pledge up to 80% of the collateral you're short of. Reach out to an ECPCGC participating lender or visit www.ecpcgc.org for more information. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee for MSMEs. Your business, your growth, our guarantee.
Miss Faithlin's family drama continues with I Do by Urias Peters at Labucan Creative Center, Saturdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., June 8th to 30th.
It's 15 minutes after 7 o'clock, and it's a busy morning this morning. As I intimated earlier, you heard me inviting the members from the forecast desk at the MBIA to the launch of the Roots Calypso tent this Saturday, and you all invited. So this morning I've got with me in studio part of the management team of the Roots Calypso tent. To my immediate right is Mr. I'm going to address him as Mr. this morning. Those of you who know him, differently. He's not just a Mr. He's a distinguished gentleman, a heavy ruler on the island. And to his immediate right is the reigning Calypso monarch, Kelly Rootsman Kelly Klein. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah, how do you do?
Innocent. Good.
Hey, you're singing this here, man. Your voice sounding nice.
Well, our own good guys.
Okay, we want to talk about the Roots Calypso tent. We had a run of that tent a couple of years back. It subsided for a bit, and this year it is back, the Roots Calypso tent. Give us a kind of background as to how the resuscitation of the Roots Calypso tent came about and so forth, and the cast and what the public can expect from us.
Okay, good morning to all the listeners. Good morning, Innocent, for having me. Yeah, as it relates to the tent, we started in 2017. After I won the Calypso Monarch in 2017, I think I had ample time to formulate the tent, because I didn't have to go through all the hassle of the prelims and the semi-finals. It was an effort to bring back Calypso to the parish of St. David first and foremost, because I remember starting out as a junior. All the vibe around Calypso was mainly between St. David and St. Andrew at the time. So with the I won't call it the collapse of the Kingman tent, but remember when Ajamo got a little bit sick and he was unable to run the tent, there was a vacuum. So in order to facilitate the members that used to be affiliated with the Kingman tent, we decided to form this tent, the Roots Calypso tent, in 2017. We had our first run in 2018, but the tent was originally formulated in the late 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So we functioned for 2 years, 2018 and 2019. We didn't have any carnival in 20 and 21. In 2022, when we had attempted to resuscitate the tent, we didn't get the support from Spice Mass. They had broke down the number of tents that they wanted on the island from 5 to 4. And our tent was
the one that got the axe.
Yeah, our tent was the one that was sidelined.
Okay.
So with the determination and with the clarion call from other Calypsonians, especially Calypsonians from St. David, like Sowa Sopant and Sheldon Douglas and some of the other names, mainly from St. David, really asked me to, let's come together and see how we could resuscitate the tent, because even if you look around the island, most of the other tents, some of the top artists in those tents are from St. David.
Okay.
I don't want to make it sound like it's a St. David thing, because we have room for people from every area of the island, as we have people from as far as St. Patrick.
Okay.
And Top Cat and them guys, and then we have the Great Innocent from the other part of the island. So yeah, hence the reason, one of the weaknesses I realized that we had in our first stint is lack of a proper management team.
Okay.
We had management per se, but I realized we was sort of weak in the area. So I tried to identify the best set of people on the island, and appointed them in the top positions, because I'm not a person who could manage anything.
Okay.
I can't even manage my own life, my own self.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, truth is a good thing. Okay.
That's the reason we have Mr. Elvis Morin, who everybody knows is a very, very resourceful person when it comes to areas of management. And so, we also identified people like Mr. Kelvin Jacob, who was with us from the inception of the tent in 2017. He was a main player, a person behind the scene. We also identified people like Mr. Donald Williams, and Miss Kerry Williams. I never know Kerry, she's my cousin and my neighbor, and she was so resourceful and so hardworking. So I had to take all this opportunity to really congratulate and big up Kerry. So this year we back with a real bang.
Okay.
As it relates to the cast, as you ask, well, we have, as it stands right now, 18 Calypsonians. We have 18 Calypsonians.
That's a lot.
It's a big cast, and people still trying to get in. It really hurt me to turn down a Calypsonian when they come and want to be part of the tent. But as it stands right now, based on the limited or no financial assistance so far, it's really difficult to accommodate any more artists, because rehearsals at cost and every other thing. And the more artists, it's more costly, everything gets so. You know, I just send out this call now for anybody who really willing to make a contribution to the tent in whatever area. You know, they could contact Mr. Moran, they could contact Mr. Jacob, you could contact Kerry or even myself, and we will tell you as to how you could go about and do so.
Okay. All right. Mr. Moran, Calypso is no strange thing for you. You've been involved in the adjudication process for many years, but most importantly, you're an ardent supporter and a listener, participator of Calypso. Your involvement with the management of the Roots Calypso tent, I think it was an easy thing to do.
Of course. Good morning, everybody, and Innocent, thanks for having us. Good morning, the entire Grenada, of course, people viewing online and so on. And it's good to be here this morning. No, my Calypso for me go back, way back. I think that's the only art form I really love, to be honest with you. People sometimes maybe forget. I do a lot of things in Calypso already now. I just didn't sing and play music. Well, I used to operate drum machine in the early days.
Okay.
But I have been involved in Calypso for all my life. When we had the real strong hub coming out of Junior Calypso in St. David's, that just after the Rootsman Killing Them era, I was always integral in the management and putting this together. As a matter of fact, I used to MC.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Georgian for me was a lot of thing, and I was part of management of 10 before.
Okay.
You know, so this for me, as Ruth said, when they reached out to me, I said to them, I don't want to be involved in something that just see. While I do understand me from St. David's, I am not this territorial person. I believe, and I love the art form, so I want something wide. And I could say to date, when I check Roots, maybe the only parish we don't have somebody in is maybe St. John's and St. Mark.
Okay.
So we span throughout Grenada so far, as we look at it. So it's a diverse cast. I am very satisfied with the material coming out of the tent so far. I mean, being a judge, so I could, start with my judging, so pre-adjudication. But I'm satisfied with the material coming out. I think the tent has, excellent materials. And I just want to highlight something that, we look at. People would say, for example, Calypso is dying. And when I argue with people, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But I'll tell you something. There are two fundamental components that we need to address when it comes to Calypso and, of course, really pushing Calypso. One is having musicians who really want to return to Calypso. Not many musicians want to return to Calypso. And I think is if we can get, musicians who want to return and want to play Calypso, it will be, a plus for it. And while I'm that, I want to just say really a big thank you for the Back in Time band, because they were out of Calypso. They weren't want to be involved. So because of the relationship I share with the management and so on, I was able to say, listen, we have to do this, and I was happy for them to really consent, because it was hard to pull a band. What I was saying when we started, I said to them, listen, it's not proper to pull a band by just pulling players.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work for you that way. In a cohesive team. So that's something that we push from day one. So that is one component. The other component is the corporate sector back Calypso. That's the two major factors. If you don't have these two things at play, Calypso would continue to just be the few people. And we would have a situation where a lot of our burdened young Calypsonians will just die a natural death, as we've seen over the years. As a matter of fact, I told Roots and them when I get involved, that's one of the things I want to do, is to be able to create a bridge for young Calypsonians to transit into senior competitions. And when you look around, really, Roots come back, but very few, apart from maybe Inspector and Randy maybe the person who really graduate from junior and remain a strong competitor going forward. You have some who came and then they came and they dropped. Biko might have been another person, but he no longer sings. So the fact is that we want to be able to create that. Then we could have a real resuscitation of Calypso. And the other thing is that once we have the corporate system behind it, we can have shows. You can have longer 10 seasons. Because let me tell you something, Innocent. One of the things I look at over the years, this was a judge, right? I see sometimes how inexperience really kill, a potential Calypsonian, because you don't have sufficient time to do the wrong. Because really, okay, when you play sports, they say you get quality match practice by having games played. In terms of Calypso, you have to have shows where the artist can go out and build your confidence, and man can give a review and say, boy, change that. So if we can get the corporate entity behind Calypso, and I'm not talking just roots, but general in Grenada, and devoted musicians who want to return to really play Calypso, I think you will see Calypso really taking off.
Okay. One of the common denominators here is the fact that Calypso, as you rightfully said, Calypso would never die. All right, but the forward trajectory for Calypso seems kind of blind spotted to an extent because it costs.
Of course.
And one of the things when I was actively involved in Calypso per se, I remembered reaching out to the management of the tent that I was affiliated with, and I said, we have a product already. Why not do things throughout the year where we can raise funds so that when the season comes around, it sort of reduces our reliance on subvention and sponsorship per se. And I'm into conservation, so I don't say kill two birds with one stone. We bake two cakes with one egg. What it does is that it also creates a kind of cohesion among the members, and as you rightfully say, assist with boosting and perfecting your craft. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to have a Calypso show every week or every month, but activities together. You get the gelling of the artists, getting to all, so you really get to understand each other more and thrust forward. I really think that's a model that could work.
But that is what we are thinking now. So our focus now is to get through this season, but we want to continue, thereafter to really have a full year, so we can begin to start even launching very early. So we create a longer 10 season for artists to perform, right? And to me, that is our goal. And I like what you said, because we want to build this as a family affair. So it's not just we just see you pop around when time. You know? As a matter of fact, we also want to go further. Because, I have done quite a number of writing in Calypso. People don't know that, right? So I want to get most of the people in the tent very early. We can look at your material, we can look at your concept, we can help. Because I'm not only one, there are other people around the management who have that skill, right? So we want to be able to look at a top-of-the-line product. And not just, we want to look at the whole artist. Because you see, sometimes people see a big song, but we want to look at every aspect of you, in terms of how you present your song. And present your song not just by way of props, but how you present yourself with the song. So we want to work on every facet of the artist. So that's why we have to bring that family affair. We keep it together, and we know put that product.
I yearn for that. We running out of time, and I have to bring South on the set as well. As part of management, you care to let the public know who are the other members of management?
Of course. So I am the manager. We have Kelvin Jacob, assistant. We have Kerry Williams doing the marketing side of things, Donald Williams, as well as Blake Antwine, they into the finance side of things, right? I have also a very prominent person who's been around organization in St. David's, Mr. Noel, that is, Raphael Noel, who also part of that, and most people know Orlando, right? Orlando Noel, and the resourcefulness.
Orlando, that's it, the gentleman that managed
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he is another gifted guy. So when we talk about the team, I am very pleased with the team that we have, right? Of course, Benson Aldridge also part of the team. So I'm very, very satisfied with the management core that we have. Very resourceful. Everybody bring different things to the plate, and I think we are well positioned as a management to really take roots, or to take whatever projection we have with Calypso generally going forward.
All right. What are your how should I put this? What are your expectations from the team And notice I'm saying team. It's not a tent anymore. It's a team.
Of course.
It's a team thing. What are your projections? What do you foresee coming off Saturday night? Use this opportunity to give people that urge. I want to be at Malmount Big Yard on Saturday night.
Well, Ruth could join. But of course, we're going to give you a quality show. There's no question about that. A quality show. We have the artists, I believe, that can... You would not be disappointed, really. And in terms of the quality of the materials we have diverse compositions, whether it is a little bit of humor, we have strong social commentary present, we have political commentaries. So I think we are well poised, right? We have entertainers. I mean, when you look at a man like, for example, well, I think you call it a father song, not like a young song.
Yeah, okay, father song, yeah.
Father song, you bring energy, right? You bring energy to what we have, to the tent. And my thing is, I look forward to that. I mean, you have depth in fellas like Croqueta, right? I mean, yourself, Innocent. You know. Of course, the philosophy of Calypso. So you would bring some into the plate. We have small acts, we have mini acts. We have Superfly and Flint. Yeah,
Mr. Energy.
And we have
Grenada Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we have Angelo also from Carriacou. So we have it's diverse. We have the reigning Carnival Queen, Miss Amoni Francis. So she's making a debut, of course, this year in Calypso.
And in addition to that, you have the reigning Calypso monarch.
Of course, I have reigning, and then I have royalty, and I have former Calypso monarch, former soca artists in Sheldon. Soca monarch, so Sheldon Douglas, and of course so what's up. And so we have a wide array of persons that can bring. I have Top Cat, who have been a nice present in the independence competition over the years. So I look forward to this, and I believe it's going to be an exciting time. Real composition coming down, and of course I hope that we have Robert White, but I hope you'll come to make sure you rehearse today, so he could be in the cast, because you have not really rehearsed. But so when you look at it, really, we have a treat, a real treat, and of course the man who would hold the mic throughout the show will be the African man. So we have back in time African man. So to me is good excitement, and people talking about it, and I can tell you some of the composition. Look forward that we're going to give you a real treat in terms of the composition.
Okay. Yeah. And what's the cost for entry?
$20, right?
Wow, that's a giveaway.
It's a giveaway. Giveaway. I mean, the thing is, while we do understand we need to raise funds, we also believe that there are people in Grenada who deserve to hear Calypso, right? And cost shouldn't be a factor for them to hear Calypso. So we really want them to come out. There would be, of course, a pay-per-view. We're doing pay-per-view as well. So there's a link going around. I think it's a Go to Fet would have that. So we really look into.
That's a nice.
So we're looking really to cap everybody, including, Ruth would tell you that a lot of people in the diaspora showing interest in the tent, and what we have to offer, and I think really is something that we want to look for. For example, I just want to share something before Ruth's coming. Top Cat and Blaze, I think, have been going to Dominica, right? Maybe, I don't know if the last few years, but to perform there. And I really like that. And to me, what I see coming out of that if we can strengthen that, as well as look at maybe the diaspora, as I think we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Bringing Calypso to the
Calypso go to New York.
So it's something that we are looking for. So this time I'll give it for Ruth to.
Okay, so here what we would do, right? We're running out of time. I have another interview to do. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and one of you will get off the set so that Source Up and can come in, and we'll continue the conversation briefly. Folks, we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Grenada is on a track to become a Caribbean trendsetter for waste management and recycling. We are establishing a recycling culture to rid our landfill, our country, of plastic waste. Under the OECS Recycle Pilot Project, residents and the business sector are being encouraged to see the potential in plastic. Every day, plastic bottles can be stored and prepared for collection and recycling. Plastic is not waste. There is investment opportunity in plastic recycling, sustainable clean water, food safety, beautiful beaches, marine spaces, and a potential arena for investment for OECS entrepreneurs. Let's recycle and explore avenues to convert plastic into profit.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
Washing the vehicle, use a bucket, not a hose. Save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the Climate Resilient Water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.
GrenLec Community Partnership Initiative.
I'm here to say a special thank you to GrenLec for all that they have been doing for us. Now, most recently, we are very grateful for the paving of our yard. We now have easy access to drop off, to pick up stuff, and also it serves as a recreation point. So we're very, very grateful. And again, we want to say hats off to GrenLec for always being there for us. And we hope that God would bless the company so that you can continue to support us.
GrenLec, energizing our community.
At Quartz Optical, two are better than one. Be always ready for the occasions with a second pair of eyewear. Find your fit with a pair. Get 50% off on all men's frames and sunglasses, plus 30% off all other purchases. Ray-Ban, Armani, Converse, Vogue, and much more. Get that frame today. Shop with no cash and pay later. Plus, you can book your eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
The season with the biggest blowout sale from Sisson's Paints. Get 30% on Sisson's Text Coat, Berger Weatherproof, and Easy Clean paints, all sizes. Your Weather Warrior, paint to protect. Ensure your home is season ready and beautiful. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Head to the Color Shop or any Sisson's hardware partner nationwide and save 30% now. Shop now and get a free plastic float with every Sisson's Text Coat purchase and a free Paint Sensations paint with every 1 gallon purchase of Berger Weatherproof or Sisson's Easy Clean. Sale ends soon.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. I'm speaking with Mr. Elvis Morin, and we had an interchange. Rootsman Kelly is gone, so a serpent is on the set at this time. We're talking the launch of the Roots Calypso tent coming up this Saturday at the Malmount Big Yard in St. David. Before we get back into the conversation, I want to say a very special happy birthday to these three people in a special way. Lindsay Farray from Beauregard. Teacher Lindsay, bro, what's up? Where is the drink up later? Tell Tell me. Also, Rhoda Alexander is from Providence in St. Andrew, Birchgrove area as well. And Petal Ashton from Dunfermline, originally from Birchgrove too, but residing in Dunfermline. You're all celebrating your birthdays today. Enjoy it. It's a family thing. So tell me where the cook up is. I could do with some blue dashing and some stew bakanek. All right. So we're back in the conversation at this time. As I said, I've got with me in the studio Sour Serpent along with Mr. Elvis Morin. Sean, welcome to the set.
Thank you for having me. Good morning to Grenada.
I know you for the last couple of years. You up north singing a big the Bad Sky So Tent, and you're now part of the cast at a fundamental. What somebody likes to use, I like that word a lot. A fundamental part of the Roots Sky So Tent. Tell me, what's your take on that?
Excellent. I think I just gifted the people in the north my skills and talents and abilities, and I'm taking it back home. Okay. Right. I think there has been a great imbalance, a shift for the last 3 or 4 years. No calypso in St. David's, and we have been filling the slots in the Mashgra over the last 15 years. Almost 80% of us from St. David, Woodsman, myself, Big J, and so on. So we're just giving the people of St. David's what they really deserve. Okay.
And, you've released 2 songs so far, Trigonometry and Murderers. Tell us about these compositions.
Which one? Which one you want first?
Trigonometry.
Trigonometry came from the trigger effect of what is happening in the country, gun violence, right? And it's a song that I conceptualized since last year, since that incident on the Lance, and I was trying to figure out how could I say it without saying how everybody would say it. Stop the gun play, put on the gun, peace, white flag, all this kind of stuff. And then I put on the word trigger. Why is it trigger so? Because trigger is what would set the thing off. Why are we there? And I said trigonometry. And then I knew something that was said a couple of years ago, that the maths grades among boys is going down. I said, wow, so it's boys you're dealing with. Let me see if I could get it, because trigonometry is a part of maths, is a sector of geometry. Right? And trigonometry deals with finding unknown positions from known positions. And coincidentally, most military all use trigonometry in artillery. Right? So it's a direct relation with gunplay. Right? So it might be a double meaning, it might be a play on the word, but it's actually that. Right? The British Army now is using trigonometry a lot. Even in our daily lives, we use trigonometry. So trigonometry, trajectory, geometry, they all mix up in the same part of Kaladu. So if you want to pick a mango, you could use one of them. Yeah. Trajectory. You put it up so you could hit the mango, or if you put it straight in a straight line, you would lose energy and it would drop. So you know how to aim higher, right? So we're using that every day, even in your household, right? So what I did, I like to pride myself of being a creative person, out of the box. Well, out of the lake person, but I think box too small at this point in time, right? And I look at the build-up. Right, it was not just the gunplay. You had people, guys fighting with police, children, taking time to go and fight, chopping one another and thing. So I said, look, okay. CX is saying they don't know maths, but no, but they're practical with it. So they're squaring up police in town. They're running for the weapon and circle around. That's maths. That's maths. Yeah. Like they mark out areas, you can't go there. They mark out areas and secure perimeters. Yeah. You understand? They like to do time and show off the less than sign. The less than sign is, you see the less than sign? Yeah, of course, yes. Some people mightn't get it. Yeah. And they're good in grams and kilograms. They're good in grams and kilograms, the drug trade, and I haven't mentioned gun at this point in time, so I think it's something that I've tapped into. I think I got it from my grandfather somewhere along the line. Nothing I know about, and that's, they're on a dead-end trajectory. Right? They walk in a line of cemetery. I mean, I play on the word cemetery and cemetery. Yeah. So I hope people would get it, because my calypsos are always for attainment first and then entertainment. Okay. So if you're entertained by my calypso, fine. But my joy would be if you get something at the end of the day. Okay. So I would not say innocent nose wide as granny tongue lick.
Because I know you're a truthful fella, you wouldn't come and say it and lie.
Right. I wouldn't say your nose wide as granny tongue lick to make you laugh. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. I wouldn't do that. So, and sensationalism, if the song happens to be sensational, fantastic. But my aim would not be sensationalism. So I would not do anything out of the ordinary to make people laugh and lose the essence of the song and the essence of the skill.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And your second song is Murderers. We'll get into Murderers eventually in the interest of time. But what do you think? You've been around the tent. You've heard some of the other artists rehearse and so forth. What are your thoughts about the composure of the tent? The construct of the tent?
It's excellent. It's a nice array of people. You have people with conscious calypsos, creative calypsos, a mix of both. You have the king, we have second place, and by next year we should have third place coming with us too. But it's a nice callaloo of calypso, if you want to call it that. And people should come out and get real riveting, lovely calypsos. You know, I've got some calls. People have met me on the street and interacted. Why I was not at the badge event. They didn't know that we had a different arrangement, you know, this year. And I explained, and they're excited because I think Kaiso is one thing at this point in time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me go back to Mr. Morin. You said it earlier. In computer programming, we say you declared that variable. All right. You're an ardent calypso lover. You heard some songs throughout the season so far, I hope. Right? What are your thoughts in terms of making a comparison with the standard from previous years and this year?
Well, it's difficult to make a comparison this time because we're still early in the season. Unfortunately, we're early in the season. We shouldn't be early in the season because really. But I think we have some good guys around, right? We have some good guys, and I really want to hear. The thing is, unfortunately, I was so tired I couldn't go to bar, so I didn't hear everything. But I want to be able to listen and make my judgment where things are. But I'll tell you something. What I do know is calypso not die. That's what I know for a fact. So we have to look at it and whatever we can do to help to build the product, I think, is important for us, you know. So I am optimistic. Okay. So I wouldn't want to make a comparison because I haven't heard enough, I think, to make a comparison this time.
One of the things that calypso has suffered over the years, one of the demise, so-called demise, is that as a youngster growing up, we had calypso tents going to different villages. All right. Now, when a calypso tent has, usually some tents, they launch the night of judging. What are the plans in terms of going around the country, spreading the good vibe of the tent throughout the island? Are there plans for that with the roots?
That is something that we contemplating, but of course, there's a financial factor that we need to look at. As a matter of fact, I saw a message this morning from Escape Bar asking us to come to do something there. I mean, it's an open area.
Mm-hmm. Where is that?
That is Hankies in Diamond.
Okay.
It's been a lot of live band play in the village. People go over there. So again, it would reliant on if we get the financial support, because we have to pay guys. Not so much Calypsonian with the exposure, but we had to pay the band. All right. So we are looking at something. I mean, it's our desire. I mean, we wish we could have already taken the tent wrong. As I said earlier, for the lesser exposed Calypsonian to get an opportunity to improve their craft by being on shore, singing to an audience before you come to the judging night. But it's something that I said next year we are looking at. We're going to have a longer tent season because we're going to do this thing throughout the year, and we're going to have a longer tent, so we're going to start early, and we're going to give every section of Grenada a treat. You know, because we know where the hub is in terms of diehard Calypso fans. We know where they are.
Serpent, with the re-emergence of the Roots Calypso tent, in your mind's eye, where and what are you seeing for the tent?
First of all, this year makes me 20 years actively in Calypso. And I'm on my way out. I ain't saying I'm going anywhere, but I'm getting older, right? I would pass some time in the next 40 years. But I think the youth, young people, is where the effort has to be placed. Like teacher Eddie and teacher Nikki, working hard for the last 100 years with the youth. Mm-hmm. That's where the real work is. That's where the real contribution is, right? But if the children are excited and are interested in calypso, the parents will come. They will come
because they go with them to swimming lessons.
And when you go to these Uncle Talpriest Kids Fed, a lot of parents there, they just come with their children and they happen to enjoy it and fall in love with it. So I think the school is where we really have to channel our energy. Because already roots man good, all them big people train, everybody do it already. We need fresh blood. A new interest, you learn to compose calypso. That is where the problem is. You have people that can sing well, but the composition of calypso, in my view, needs to be worked on all the time. Because the calypso you have to have kaiso in your calypso. Right? A calypso is not just a song. Or else somebody singing R&B could come and win. R&B, they say anything in R&B. It doesn't have to make sense. I want to bring the moon, I can cross the ocean for you, I can even bring you the moon, which is impossible. You can't say that in calypso, you're getting 0 for lyrics. Calypso is the only genre of music, and I stand corrected, that has to make sense. It has to say something. If you go to all the other genres, you will realize, wait, what am I saying there? Right? So in calypso has a real purpose. Jamaica used to sing a lot of calypso, right? It has shifted to what you have now. I don't know what it is, but what you have now. But calypso is one of the music that we have to hold on to, because it tells a story. It tells the story of the people of the day. So you could look back 40 years ago and say that calypso song about the coconut tree, because that was the year the coconut tree was introduced into Grenada.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So calypso is important.
All right. We out of time. So Saturday night, the show starts at 7?
Yes, at 7, yeah.
Okay. It's at the Malmount Big Yard. Yeah. And we just want to invite everybody to come out.
Yeah, to come out. And those who can't make it to the venue, as I said, we have pay-per-view, so they can link up and get themselves on. That would be good. So we have a beautiful cast within the people, and of course, as I said, the man marshal in the art would be, of course, the African man. That would be our MC. Okay. For that period by the Back in Time band.
You take my work, boy.
I want you to focus on. Honestly, I want you to focus on just doing one thing this year. Because I have big aspiration for you this year. So that's how I see it.
All right.
I don't want to bother you that way.
Okay, well, folks, we out of time, but what I can guarantee you with the GBN and our level of programming for the season, GBN is in my opinion, the only. Well, I don't know about the other announcers. I am the announcer that keep calling Calypsonians and begging them for their songs. Please send your music for me. I call in Teacher Eddie, I call in Denzel, I call in Up, and I call in everybody. Please send all your music. I want to. So what I can guarantee and promise is that as the season progresses, we will have a lot of calypso conversations. All right, I might be a bit preferential with the Roots Center, Scotland. They let the bar station for themselves. They have the money. So, but I can promise that as the season progresses, we'll hear a lot about calypso. In the final analysis, it's not about Bads and King Roots tent and the other tents. In the final analysis, I am a calypso lover. I want calypso to get back to the focal point where it used to be. That's my intention. So the music will come, I will play them, we will have the interviews, and in the end, calypso will win.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming by, and this is where we wrap that segment of the conversation. Folks, we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
So, don't treat me so. Don't treat
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Grenada to laugh again. Heritage Theatre presents Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024, Saturday, June 22nd and Sunday, 23rd June at the Trade Center in Grandance, and on Sunday, 30th June at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime, 7 p.m. every time, featuring some of Grenada's best ambassadors of comedy. Robert White.
I'll line up behind the yellow for 9 elections straight. I changed color in time to lose the last election. Why? Because I'm always on the losing side.
Dillion Walters.
It's the McWayne I couldn't take. I don't tell Molly didn't know.
Kareem Alexis and other outstanding comedic performances, all coming to knock you off your seats with laughter. Get your tickets now. Bring out the entire family. Tickets are $60. It's time for Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024.
The place go flood with laughter.
Mark your calendars for a day of non-stop fun and laughter. The St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass, and Grenlec present All Mass 2024. It's all happening at the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 21st, starting at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $35 for adults.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I ain't do yet, but I will do.
Yes, I want to find out if the bank have rules that certain people shouldn't get money in the bank, and somebody tell them go and take money in the bank. You find if the bank gives them the money, that the person will tell them go and get the money wrong, or the bank what wrong.
In terms of what, a loan or somebody's account?
A loan.
Well, I don't know. From my business experience, right? Economies, and I'm talking national economies, go through things that we call economic squeeze and economic freeze. Now, in the squeeze, the government assessing the economy would tell the financial institutions, squeeze loans a bit, be a little more tough on giving out loans because of certain factors that's in the economy. So the loans are usually slowed down. All right, they make it a little more difficult. And there's also what you call the economic freeze, where the government or the financial advisors can say, okay, we're freezing loans. We're not giving loans for a particular period. So I don't know what's going on, but I do know I've been hearing quite a lot of complaints from citizens that although a lot of advertisements are being made that come and get financing and so forth, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Well, because to me, a lot of people know, have information what even the bank don't know. So this is the thing that pulling us, because you are a Grenadian. I find if you want a loan in the bank, is the bank to say yes or no. And if you qualify for your loan, I don't see a problem in anybody going and get a loan in the bank to do business.
Yeah. But just gotta go through the ropes. They're in charge and they do what they do. So meet the requirements, and then it's all up to them.
That's right. And I find when people doing business in the bank, I find other people should know the people are doing the business, and the business shouldn't be on the street. I find that should be confident.
Yeah, it should be confidential. Okay. All right.
Okay, darling.
Have a good one. Okay, thank you very much. It's each and every one of you. Quickly, thanks GBN for hosting this wonderful guest this morning. Interesting. Sour Serpent lyrical content and performance style resembles Chalk Dust. No wonder, because I learned that Sour Serpent's grandmother and Chalk Dust's mother are sisters. I don't know about that. I really don't know. But folks, this is where we have to end the program this morning. I was scheduled to have someone from the Rastafarian community come in this morning to get their input into the decriminalization of the cannabis or the marijuana. Unfortunately, it didn't show up. I do hope that we have another engagement sometime, because we've heard from everybody else and I haven't heard from members of the Rastafarian, so I'm going to do my best to get him on the program eventually. But all for that, we're ending the program there. Thank you for being a part of it this morning, and go on out and support Great Calypsos for the season. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Love you. Bye-bye.
Mark your calendars for a day of non-stop fun and laughter. The St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass, and Grenlec present All Mass 2024. It's all happening at the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 21st, starting at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $35 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. Grab yours from any Lions and Leo members, Grenadian Optical, and Clear Vision. All Mass promises humorous antics and infectious laughter for the whole family. Be there. This advertisement sponsored by Demerara Mutual Life. Am with them.
Spend $50 or more at any Hubbard's department or participating outlets for a chance to win free fuel, free drinks, free prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free Hub TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free Dutch Lady milk, free passes to Sunshine promotion events for 2024, free groceries, all for one whole year, and every winner receives a free lunch package. But that's not all. Drive away in style in a brand new Isuzu D-Max. It sips, it doesn't guzzle. So fill out your entries and place them into the marked entry boxes. This promotion is brought to you in part by Dutch Lady, Danny, Promo, Supreme Bleach, Creative Chef, Grenlec, Floor, Salt Petroleum, Grenadian General Insurance Company Limited, Coca-Cola, Sunshine Promotion, Caribouries, Coop Bag, Sesame Spain, and Food Fear. Promotion runs from April 2nd to December 24. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready, Grenada, for the 18th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Hubbard's Legends in Concert, as we raise our hands and give thanks. On Saturday, October 26th, 2024, Thanksgiving weekend, Grenada Trade Center, 7:30 p.m. Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
Use a pan to wash and rinse your dishes. Save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the climate resilient water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.